Okay, so this video is about today's assignment, which is determining if an XY ordered pair is a solution to a system of equations. So a system of equations, or a system of linear equations, is when you have two or more linear equations. We're going to look at a pair or two linear equations, and we're going to determine if the ordered pair they're giving us is the solution to this. So here is an example of one. So they're asking us if 1, 3, remember this is an XY ordered pair. So we want to know if this ordered pair, 1, 3, is a solution to the system. And this is our system. We have two linear equations, 8x plus y equals 11, and 12x plus 2y equals 18. And what we want to do is we're going to check each equation to see if 1, 3, when we plug those numbers in for x and y, 1 and 3, if they turn out to be true equations or false equations, or true statements or false statements. So we only need to do one at a time. Okay, so let's start with our first equation. So everyone write down these two equations, 8x plus y equals 11, and then underneath write 12x plus 2y equals 18. Go ahead and write those down. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll start with the first equation. Instead of x and y in that equation, we're going to replace 1 and 3, okay? And we only need to do one equation at a time. If the first equation is a true statement, then we can go on to the second one and check that one. And if that one's true, then we would say yes, 1 and 3 is a solution. If either of them is false, then we would say no. So let's just start with this first equation. Okay. So I'm going to rewrite this equation, but instead of 8 times x, I'm going to write the number that represents x. Which number is representing x in the ordered pair? Well, look at the ordered pair. Which number represents x, 1 or 3? 1. So instead of 8 times x, I'm going to write 8 times 1. Because that's what we think x might be. Plus y, but y is in the ordered pair, which number represents y? 3. And we want to see if that equals 11 because it says equals 11. You're rewriting the equation, just replacing x and y with the numbers they're giving us. Let's do the math. Well, the math says 8 times 1. 8. So I'm going to just draw another arrow and simplify that. I'm going to say 8 times 1 is 8 plus 3. Does that equal 11? Yeah. 8 plus 3, does that equal 11? Yeah. Yes, it does. That means it's a true statement. I'm just going to put a check there, or you can put a T for true. I usually put check for true, X for false. That's me. That means we may go on to the second one and check that one. So let's replace 1 and 3 in the second equation. So it's going to be 12 times x means 12 times 1 plus 2 times y means 2 times 3. And this time we want that to equal 18. Okay, let's check it out. 12 times 1 is 12. So I write this is 12. And 2 times 3 is 6. And we want that to equal 18. That works as well, right? Mm-hmm. It was true for both equations. So we would say, yes, that's a solution. It has to work in both equations. If it doesn't work in either of the two, then we say no. Okay, that's why we check one at a time, because if it didn't work for the first one, we don't even have to go on to the second one. Okay, so pick yes, everyone pick yes. We all agree yes. Okay, I saw some people still writing a few things. And I think I just about got everyone. I need a couple more people to just select yes for this one. Okay if I erase this now, guys? Okay. I'm ready to move on to another one. Okay, this one was super easy. Do you guys think it was easy? Yeah. Let's go on to a higher level. Harder. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I was hoping for something like this. These equations are in slope-intercept form. The ones before were in standard form. So now we have the ordered pair 1, 7, and we want to see if it's a solution to this system of equations. So again, let's only work with the first equation, okay? Here we go. So we're going to replace y and x. So my equation starts with y, right? It's y equals 5x plus 5. So write down both of them. Make sure you write down both of them. And we're going to start working with the first one. Make sure you've written down both of them. And we're going to test 1, 7. Okay? Now, the first part of the equation starts y. What number do I replace with y? Take a look, guys. 7. So I'm going to write the number 7 equals 5 times x. So that should be 5 times, well, 1 plus 5. Okay? So there, I just replaced x and y with the numbers. The only math I really have to do on the next step is 5 times 1. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to draw an arrow, rewrite this equation that I just did. 7 equals 5 times 1 is 5. So I end up with this. 7 equals 5 times 5. True or false? Is it true that 7 equals 5 times 5? No, because look what you get. You get 7 equals 10. That's nonsense. That's not equal. So guess what? We don't need to go any further. What are we going to say? Yes or no? No. Not a solution. So everyone pick no. Okay? Okay. Make sure you pick no. Still waiting on a few more people. Get your nose in there. All right. Moving on to another one. Let's stay at this level for maybe one more and we'll move on to a harder one next time. Okay, you ready? Same level. Let's try this one. I was hoping we would get some negatives and we did. Okay. So this time write this one down. Is 2, 3 a solution to the system of equations? Write down your equations, please. Y equals negative 3x minus 2 and y equals 4x minus 5. Write those down. Okay. So remember, if you're still a little stuck with the negatives, at this point, you can use the calculator that's built into your Chromebooks. You can use Google to type it in the math operations. I want to make sure you understand the concept here. Let's set it up correctly. Let's start with that first equation. Y equals negative 3x minus 2. We're going to replace y with what number? What number do I write in place of y, guys? 3. 3 equals negative 3 times x, but in place of x, I want, well, what number do I have here for x? 2. Remember, it's x for the first number, y for the second. So a 2 there. Then take away 2. So now, let's look at the math we have to do for the next step. We have 3 equals negative 3, parentheses, remember it means multiplying. We got to multiply negative 3 times 2. How much is that? Negative 6. So basically, I get 3 equals negative 6 minus 2. I got to figure out that. If that negative 6 minus 2 equals positive 3, then it's it's true. If it's not, then it's a no. Okay, let's try it. So I got to do this math here. -6 minus 2. How can I do that subtraction? How do I normally do subtraction with negatives? Keep change opposite. Let's try it. Keep the -6. Change the plus to a minus. Make that -2. Basically, I want to figure out -6 plus -2. How much is that? -8. So moving along, I get 3 equals -8. So you tell me, true or false? False. We're saying 3 equals -8. That's nonsense. So we would all say no there. Okay? All right. So say no. Now it's possible you could get a yes, or you could get a positive, or you could, positive. You could get true for the first equation and a false for the second. That happens sometimes. But it's kind of convenient when it's the first one that's false. Okay? You guys ready? Let's see how many people. Yep, pretty much everyone's answered. Let's move along. Let's do another one at this level. Okay. So, again, I was hoping to get something in standard form. We have 2, 6. We weren't going to test that out. And our equations are 2x minus 2y equals -8. 19x minus 7y equals -4. So let's try that out. Okay, you guys ready? Write it out. And we're going to start with the first equation. Let's replace x with 2, y with 6. Here we go. It's 2 times x, that's going to be 2 times 2. Minus 2 times y becomes 2 times what? Help me out. 6. Equals -8. Okay. So now we got to do this math. We got to multiply 2 times 2 and 2 times 6. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, and minus 2 times 6 is 12. Now we just have to decide 4 minus 12, is that -8? 4 take away 12. -8. If you're not sure, try keep change opposite. Keep it, change it to plus. The opposite of 12 is -12. How about now? Is that true? Yes, it is. It works out in this one. Let's try the next one. Okay? Let's replace x and y here. So 19 times x becomes 19 times 2, minus 7 times y becomes 7 times 6, equals -4. Okay? Well, let's see. 19 times 2. How much is that? Is that 38?
Yeah.
Okay. Minus, what's 7 times 6?
32.
Thank you. And we want to see if that equals -4. Again, am I sure? Should I do keep change opposite just to make sure? Never hurts. Keep change opposite. 38 plus -42, is that -4? Yay or nay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I think we have another yes. Okay, how are we doing on time? I want to do one more. Okay. So get your selections in. We'll do one more. But I want to do one a little harder than these. Okay, here we go. Everyone select yes. We're moving on. Ready? Here we go. Harder. Okay, ooh, this isn't very hard actually. I did the hardest one last time and it was pretty hard. Okay, well, let's just try it. So we've got y equals 8. And we're testing 3, 8. So write the equations, y equals 8. Remember, that's going to be a horizontal line at 8 when we graph it. And y equals 2x plus 4. Okay. So replace y with 8. So this 8 goes there. That's it. Is that true or false, guys? Yeah, 8 equals 8. So the first one was super easy. Let's do the second one. So we replace y with 8 again. Equals 2 times x becomes 2 times 3. Plus 4. Let's just do the math there. 2 times 3 is 6. So 8 equals 6 plus 4. True or false? Is that true or false? Yeah, we're saying 8 equals 6 plus 4. Remember, 6 plus 4 is 10. We're saying 8 equals 10. That's falso. So we're going to say no. Okay. All right. So I wanted to give you a little more working time to this, but it's going to be better than nothing, I guess. All right. So we're going to stop the group jam here. Get your digs in. It should be a no. Going once, going twice. We're going to end the group jam. And okay, let's just end it here. And your task, the assignment and homework is to finish this or do this. You want 80%, 80 or better. At 80, you get full credit. After that, if you go into 90 or 100%, you get extra credit, okay? So do this, and that will be our first dive into systems of equations. Tomorrow we start solving them.